We'll bring y'all up to date a little bit. If you watched my last video, I just got registered and started school at Bishop State Community College in Mobile, trying to get my CDL license. And it was an 8-week program, and I was expecting to be in it for 8 weeks. Well, everything went really good, and I finished out the classes this past Saturday. So I was enrolled 4 full weeks, and me and a couple of the other students, we tested out and got our paperwork, and everything's good to go. So we're done. So they didn't allow hardly any camera footage in the school. They didn't want anything posted that had their name on it or anything like that. So every now and again, when we was off in the truck somewhere, I took some pictures and a couple of very short videos. Nothing while we were driving. So I'll fit them in to this video somewhere. This is mainly just to kind of catch you back up. We down here in Dolphin Island. That's my ride for the night. Just letting y'all know. And I don't know if I'll go in depth on this video about everything that went on in the school. I'll just kind of hit the high points. When I enrolled, went for my first night's class, and this is four nights a week. No, it ain't. I went to school Thursday and Friday night from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then I went to school Saturday and Sunday, 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening. So that was my schedule for the 4 days that I was in school. First couple of days basically was classroom. My instructor was just talking about stuff you're going to encounter, what it's like being in the truck long periods of time for those that was looking for over the road type stuff. There was like probably 18 people in my class, different age groups, a couple of women, 3 women, older guys, younger guys, and a good group of people and a good group of instructors. We eventually made our way, as the week went on, we made our way at the facility. They have a testing pad that's just a big parking lot on one side. It's just where you practice your backing maneuvers, parking, all of that kind of stuff. At the end of the course, you move from the practice side of the yard over to the DOT approved side of the yard, and that's where all your testing goes on. So on the practice side of the yard, any maneuvers you do, it happens within a 15-foot cone, in between cones that are 15 foot apart for your width, like to park your truck in, to pull your truck through and all that. 15 feet. The truck and trailer's somewhere around 8 feet wide. So you got a little bit of room to get those practice maneuvers done. When you move over to the DOT side, that 15 feet goes down to 12 feet. So you got 2 foot on each side of the truck for all of your backing maneuvers to happen in. So we did straight line backing. That's basically just a straight line course on the parking lot, 15 foot wide, and you back up from one end of it to the other, 150 feet. Pull back forward, back up again. Complete that two or three, 4 times, whatever the instructor wants you to do. If you feel comfortable with that, you move on to the next spot. And all of this is happening just over the days that you're there. Any given day, you would go in, have an hour or two of classroom talk, and then we would go out on the parking lot for either pre-trip, getting your pre-trip stuff handled. That's the first thing we did. Pre-trip come first, and then all the back-end maneuvers on the practice yard, and then back-end maneuvers on the DOT approved side of the yard. And while all of that was going on, you actually go out on the road with a truck and trailer, and you drive out on the open road. And I was completely surprised by that part. I felt like we would have been on the pad in the parking lot for a while until everybody kind of got used to the feel of the truck and all that. But there was the day that we went out driving, that there was people driving that had never been behind the wheel and moved out on a open highway. So that was a little nerve-wracking, because normally 2 to 3 students went out driving with an instructor anytime we went somewhere. So there was always one instructor and at least 2 students, most of the time 3 students. So those early days of driving, if you was with somebody that had never been behind the wheel before, it was a little iffy. Just them understanding how the truck works, the movement of the truck, movement of the trailer, and all of that. So, but as time going on and everybody got used to it, it got a lot better. And we drove, I don't know the total amount of hours I drove. We drove 4 or 5 separate times throughout the 4 weeks that I was there. Now there's going to be some that didn't come through quite as fast. They still have their time. They've got a full 8 weeks to get this program done. So even the ones that was a little iffy in the beginning, they should still be fine over the upcoming 4 weeks to get all their testing done. They should be fine. But for those of us that was a little more experienced with not necessarily handling trailers on the back of a big truck, but just if you've ever drove a pickup and had a trailer hooked to it and you understand the basics of backing it up, then the truck and trailer on the big truck was the same way, just a whole lot bigger and longer. So nothing happened all that quick when you was turning it. So just kind of had to get used to the timing of moving that trailer around in tight spots. So yeah, I mean that was my 4 weeks run. I didn't really have too much trouble with it. At each station, normally you got they call it pull-ups. If you can't get it quite right in the hole, you can pull up and back up and get it straight again if you need to. Most all maneuvers required at least 1 pull-up. Some of them required multiple pull-ups, and you had 6 total during most maneuvers. I don't know exactly what the amounts were on some of them. Most of them it didn't take that much. Most of the time 2 to 3 was probably average. I looked up and got mine done on a couple of them in one. My 90-degree alley dock back, I think I got it in maybe 2 or 3. You can get out of the truck, walk around to the back, check, make sure you're not going to hit a cone that you can't see. You can get 2 of them. You get out of the truck twice during each maneuver. And so that's just kind of the basics of the school. And there is some questions and answers online that you got to do. I think it was probably 300 and something questions of different topics, all about truck driving, safety, your logs, like log books, all kind of stuff. Anything dealing with driving a truck. There was like a main heading, and then it'd have like 10 questions. So had probably 200 or 300 of them you had to answer, and that was your room work that you had to do to turn in, or home. You could do it at home if you like. So I got all that done and passed all my tests. My road trip normally happens after you pass all the parking or the backing course. You pass all of that, and then they take you out on the road for a short road trip, and that's where your driving test actually happens, on the road then. But I was fortunate enough and blessed that the day before I done all of my backing test, we went out on a run for about 4 or 5 hours one night, and I drove an hour or so, and everything just kind of clicked. We were in a manual shift truck, and they make you double clutch all the shifts, and that particular evening it just kind of clicked with me, and I started getting the timing of the double clutch. I started getting the timing of the shifts, and I just picked it right up, didn't have any trouble with it, and I got to where I could bring it all the way down to a stop and shift it all the way back up in high gear. These were 10-speed transmissions we were running, just a simple 10-speed with a high and a low, and I could double clutch all gears between 5 and 6 on the high-low range, going up and coming down with no trouble. And when I got back that night, they called me in the office and said that whenever I passed my backing up test on the yard, that my driving for the night was good enough to give me a passing grade for the driving test. So when I got my backing skills done, I didn't have to go back out for another road test. So that was good. I was tickled about that, and I was glad that I was able to grab hold of it, because the double clutching was a very different feel for shifting. It was a different setup for sure, and it's the first time I'd ever done it. But I had good instructors that walked me right through it, helped me figure it out, and everything went good. So I'll go over. I'll sit down and maybe make me up some notes, and maybe go a little more in depth on maybe each one of the things we had to do for the class, like each one of the backing spots we had to do. We done a straight line back, an offset back, and a 90-degree alley dock back. And the 90-degree alley dock, I'm not going to say it was the hardest, but it was the most unique one, because it was an odd situation having to back up and turn your truck and trailer on a 90-degree turn to get it in a parking spot. So definitely would be used in real life, but up until the school, hardly ever had any reason to park a truck and trailer like that, that anything I'd ever pulled. So that was brand new to me, and it took a little bit of practice time to get my timing down, to know how to throw that trailer in that little spot, and not hit any cones and back up to the proper depth in the alley. But I'll try to touch on each thing we did, or whatever makes the most sense for another video. But yeah, man, they had recruiters coming through most of our classroom time. There was always a recruiter coming through and offering whatever they had in the trucking business for their company, and guys, there are some, if you go through a school, like Bishop State is accredited, uh, and they have their own testing facility, and their instructors are third-party testers or whatever you want to call them. They can each do the test right there on their own grounds. Well, they are widely known for having one of the best programs in the Southeast. Uh, all right, guys, I had a phone call I had to take. Yeah, what I was saying was there's recruiters that come into the classroom and offer you whatever they have to offer. Most of the instructors at the class said if you finish the course with a 4.0 or 3.5, that these guys that coming in and doing this recruiting, they offer you jobs. At least to get into their program. Now, you may be with a trainer for a while. Some of them still require a little bit of experience before you get hired on, but most of them will take you straight out of driving school, but they only take the cream of the crop. Like you got to be the top couple of guys to get that opportunity. It's not to say that any of the students can't get a job, but the guys that are coming there doing this recruiting, they're only taking the top spot guys. Now, that didn't have anything to do with me because I'm not looking to change my job. So I was in there for a completely different reason than probably 90% of the people that was in that class. Most of the people in that class, they're ready to, when they sign on, they're ready to hit the road and be gone, just like, just go over the road. Some of them was looking for local work, but some of the bigger money that they were offering is like hazmat tanker and being on the road. Some of them guys were saying you start off at $105,000 a year. Now, not every recruiter that come in said that. Some of them, was around 70 or so. But that's just a starting rate. That's not counting any kind of safety bonuses or fuel mileage bonuses. They all offer all kind of these crazy packages that can get you extra money. So what I learned while I was in there was if you're a person that, if you don't have anything holding you to one location and you don't mind being gone, the money's out there to get. It just depends on how much you want to work to go get it. But going through a school like this, if you do very good at it and you want to go on the road, there's some money to be had, like immediate money. Like this is you ain't gotta make bottom of the barrel money for no very long period of time. Even the training, being in with a trainer, your time with them is still making pretty good money. But you have to think about your family. You have to think about your home life, your home time. If you don't have no problem being away from home, there's money to be had working for a company. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. If there's people that hear this or listen to this video and it's ever crossed your mind about going on the road, if you're a young person and ain't got a clue what you want to do for the rest of your life, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but if you don't have options and you're not going to school and you ain't got a trade or you ain't gonna learn a trade, this would be something that would make you some immediate money for how long you want to do it. And so I guess that's about all I want to talk about on that. I'm hoping this gets up some interest and maybe starts some interest on my channel, and maybe I can work this over into the truck driver part of YouTube. Well, I watch a lot of channels. There's a lot of truck driving material on YouTube. So if I can open this channel up to the world of truck driving and the CDL part of it and all that, might can get hooked up a little better talking about stuff and pick up a few more folks that like to talk about that kind of stuff. But yeah, as time goes on, I don't know what it's going to mean for me. I'm not sure. I'm just going to talk it around, put my name out there that says I got my license, and anybody that needs a hand ever so often, just be to where they can call and I can go take care of it. And I don't know if it works like that or not. I got to talk with people that really know. And so I'm not jumping any stumps to go get this done. I just know that if I got them in my pocket, there's potential opportunity for down the road. So that's all I'm really trying for right now. But for the folks that was in my class, that this is very, very serious to them. The ones that left with me are the ones that's going to be leaving over the next 3 or 4 weeks. They have a very real chance to leave the school, get picked up, hired on, and be gone, making pretty dang good money in a very, very short amount of time. So if you look at it like that and you need a good job, save you up some money, go to a good accredited school. These guys teach you how to get in that school, figure it out, and get out. There's other schools that I don't know that they take that much time, because a lot of them send you through in just a week or two's time, and they charge you a lot of money to go do it. I had a good experience at Bishop State. I think they talked about the things that needed to be talked about to get you a good understanding of what you need to handle the truck. Now, naturally, I'm not there going to say that everything we did in class mimics real world experience. So my next move is to get in the real world with loads, with people that know what in the world's going on, even riding with them for a while. I've already talked to one of my buddies. I got a chance to call him whenever I get to where I can, and he's going to let me go ride with him for a day or two. He hauls logs here local in George County, and I'm going to go ride with him and just get a good feel for what a truck and trailer feels like when it's loaded. And because we did not get that experience in school. So I'm by no means saying that I'm prepared to just go out on my own and handle all situations behind the wheel of a truck just because I got my CDL. I'll be looking for all kind of opportunities to get experience and get experience around guys that know what in the world they're doing. I know there's a bunch of good ones around, and as time comes along and I get a chance to pick their brain or either hang around them, that's my plan, and that's what I'll be doing. And I think that will make me a better driver out on the road. I'm not going to deny the fact that I need experienced hands showing me and telling me how to handle a loaded truck out on the highway. So that's my next move. I'm not going to say that's a move that needs to be made by everybody. They might be ready when they come out of school. But myself, I'm smart enough to know that just because I got my license, that my next move will be hunting some really good experience. That's kind of where I'm headed with mine. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get off here, and I'll try to, if it makes sense to, I'll go in depth on some of the maneuvers that we had to do in the classroom. But I'll add a few little things with the trucks that I drove to this video. I got a few shots of some old trucks, a few shots of some brand new trucks that we drove out on the highway. I drove a big International with a 53-foot long van trailer, and it had 4,000 miles on the odometer when I cranked it up and got in it. So they got some very nice equipment. Now, they're yard trucks, as you can imagine. They let students drive them, so they're bent up and beat up. Clutches are wore out, shifters wore out. These are trucks that were donated to the school. So when you doing all your testing, all the backing out on the yard, you're not always in a perfect piece of equipment, which is fine with me. If you can do what we done on that yard with some of the equipment that we was driving, you should be able to handle it in anything, because some of them was pretty rough. But I understand that, and I'm good with that. But anyway, y'all like and subscribe to my channel. If this don't hit you just right, scroll through. There's 40 or 50 videos on there that's got all kind of other stuff on it. Find you something you'll be interested in, and use it for entertainment value, or maybe something on there that'll help you out. I don't know. But y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna get my plans together for my next video, and I'll be a little more prepared and be a little more direct with what I'm talking about. But I just kind of wanted to give you an overall finish up to my story of my school experience. So 4 weeks in, and I'm done now. So as time goes on, if I get to use my license for something that gets me a little experience, I'll flip the camera on and bring you along, and we'll see what all we can get into. So anyway, y'all like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. We down here in Dolphin Island. That's my ride for the night. Just letting y'all know.